You've been lied to about orange juice. The fresh squeeze label, marketing fiction. While you've been grabbing whatever's on sale or sticking with the brand your parents bought, the orange juice industry has been playing a shell game with concentrate, flavor packs, and geographic branding that would make a con artist blush. Here's what's actually in that carton. Stripped juice that's been deaerated, stored for months, then pumped full of flavor packs made from orange byproducts to make it taste like juice again. Some brands can't even keep their product from exploding in your fridge before the expiration date. So let's talk about the 6 orange juice brands ranked from absolute worst to surprisingly best, because not all OJ is created equal. Because life's too short to start your morning with metallic tasting disappointment or pay premium prices for watered down mediocrity. Smash that subscribe button because we're about to save you from some seriously questionable breakfast. Choices. Number 6, great value. 100% orange juice from concentrate. Walmart's house brand has been trying to undercut name brands on price for decades, and boy does it show. Launched as the budget alternative that asks the question, how cheap can orange juice get before it stops being orange juice? The execution reads more like a science experiment gone wrong than a breakfast beverage. What you actually get is filtered water mixed with orange juice, concentrate and vitamin C slapped in to justify the label. The texture is thin and watery, like someone took real orange juice and stretched it with regret. The taste profile screams metallic and artificial with a flat, stale finish that lingers on your tongue like a bad decision. And get this, multiple reports of bottles arriving bloated or literally exploding in refrigerators before expiration dates. That's not orange juice. That's a science fair volcano. Here's the thing, we're looking at 110 to 120 calories per 8-ounce serving with 22 grams of sugar. That's the same as 5.5 teaspoons, or about what you find in a Snickers bar. At $2.48 to $6 for 64 to 128 ounce containers, you're paying rock bottom prices and somehow still getting ripped off. Customer reviews consistently describe it as the worst orange juice we've ever tried, tastes metallic, and tastes like it's gone bad long before it expires. Walmart's own customers give it 2.5 stars with complaints about premature spoilage and quality control nightmares. The real kicker is the shrinkflation. What used to be a full gallon is now 89 ounces at the same price, and it still tastes like disappointment. This exists purely because Walmart needs a price leader that makes their other juice options look premium by comparison. It succeeds on price alone. Families on tight budgets who prioritize saving $3 over not hating what they're drinking. They're banking on you being too busy or too broke to notice that even at half the price of name brands, this is negative value. Bottom line, when even the store brand can't nail down basic quality control and your juice has a decent chance of fermenting before the expiration date, you've created liquid regret in a plastic jug. At $3 for 52 ounces, you're paying to start your day with a metallic aftertaste and existential questions. Number 5, Minute Maid Original Orange Juice. Launched in 1945 as the first company to distribute frozen orange juice concentrate in America, Minute Maid has 80 years of experience under its belt. Owned by Coca-Cola since 1960, it's the orange juice your elementary school cafeteria served in those tiny cardboard cartons. You'd think 8 decades would teach them how to make decent juice, but this tastes exactly like nostalgia for mediocrity. What you get is filtered water, premium concentrated orange juice, and vitamin C, the holy trinity of underwhelming. The texture is thin and watery with what taste testers generously call a flat mouthfeel. The taste is generic from concentrate blandness, no personality, no complexity, just vague orange adjacent sweetness, the kind of juice that makes you understand why people switch to coffee. We're talking 110 calories per 8 ounces with 22 grams of sugar, which is nutritionally identical to competitors but tastes significantly worse. Priced at $3.50 to $4.50 for 59 ounces, putting it at 6 to 8 cents per ounce. Mid-range price for bottom-tier quality. Amazon and Walmart reviewers describe it as bringing back childhood memories of frozen orange juice with a taste that's thin, flat, and watered down. Multiple blind taste tests consistently rank it near the bottom for lacking that bright citrus flavor you'd expect. The brand proudly advertises bringing goodness to families for 75 years, which is a weird flex when the goodness tastes like this. Minute Maid survives purely on brand recognition and nostalgic parents who remember the name from their own childhoods. It's everywhere: convenience stores, cafeterias, vending machines, because ubiquity matters more than quality when you're owned by Coca-Cola. They're counting on you not comparing it to anything better, because the moment you do, this juice loses. 80 years of experience should produce something better than watered down concentrate that tastes like the ghost of oranges past. When the best thing reviewers can say is, "It's not terrible," you've set the bar so low it's practically underground. Number 4, Florida's Natural Orange Juice. Launched by a co-op of Florida citrus farmers over 85 years ago as a celebration of regional authenticity and farmer ownership. The name Florida's Natural conjures images of sun-drenched groves and fresh-picked oranges straight from the Sunshine State. Plot twist: the label reveals oranges sourced from Florida and Mexico, making this geographic identity crisis in a bottle. What you get is a mix of pasteurized orange juice and concentrated orange juice that somehow manages to taste worse than full concentrate options. The texture is moderately thick with decent body, but that doesn't save what's happening with the flavor. The taste hits you with metallic bitterness and an inexplicable smoky note that has reviewers genuinely confused about how smoke gets into orange juice. It falls apart on the promise its name makes. This doesn't taste remotely like fresh Florida oranges. 110 calories per 8 ounce, serving with no added sugar, which would be great if the natural taste wasn't so aggressively off-putting. Price: at $3.97 to $7.24 for 52 to 89 ounce containers, averaging 7.6 to 8.1 cents per ounce. You're paying extra for that Florida branding. Reviewers consistently cite weird metallic taste that was bitter, strange, smoky flavor that persisted, and disappointment that Florida isn't the only source despite the name. In blind taste tests, this ranks below other not-from-concentrate options specifically because of the bitter and smoky notes. If this is already saving you from a bad purchase, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss what's next. This brand exists to sell you a story about Florida farmers and regional authenticity while quietly sourcing from wherever the economics make sense. It succeeds with consumers who buy based on packaging narratives rather than taste. The wholesome co-op branding does heavy lifting. They're banking on the fact that most people won't flip the bottle around to see oranges. From Florida and Mexico in tiny print. When your brand name is a geographic promise that your ingredient list immediately contradicts, and your juice tastes like someone left pennies in citrus-flavored smoke, you've created confusion more than refreshment. At nearly $8 for 89 ounces with that metallic bite, this is paying premium prices for marketing fiction. Number 3, Tropicana Pure Premium Orange Juice. The default choice in millions of refrigerators across the country. Not from concentrate fortified with calcium and vitamin D, owned by PepsiCo. This is orange juice as corporate beverage product. Here's the thing, being the most popular doesn't make you the best. It just means you've got the best marketing budget and shelf space. What you get is 100% orange juice from the US and Brazil, pasteurized and pumped with industry standard flavor packs to restore taste lost in processing. The texture is watery and thin despite being not from concentrate, somehow feels less substantial than cheaper options. The taste skews aggressively sour and tart without the bouncing sweetness, creating a puckering experience that's more punishment than pleasure. That bitter edge hangs around longer than welcome, making you question why you pay premium prices for this. 110 calories per 8 ounce, serving with 25 grams of sugar. That's 6 teaspoons, or 50% of the American Heart Association's recommended daily added sugar limit, except this is natural sugar. Priced at $4.34 to $8.59 for 46 to 89 ounce bottles, averaging 9.5 to 10 cents per ounce. You're paying the premium for the familiar label. Taste testers describe it as too watery and extremely sour. Lacks balance, though it earned points in nostalgia for being recognizable. Multiple blind taste tests rank it middle of the pack despite market dominance. It's reliable and never a wrong choice, but never a right one either. Tropicana succeeds because it's everywhere and people default to familiar rather than risk disappointment with unknown brands. They're the McDonald's of orange juice. You know exactly what you're getting, and that predictability matters more to most buyers than actual quality. PepsiCo's massive distribution network means this juice gets premium shelf placement and constant visibility, which translates to sales even when the product is just okay. Being number one in sales is a marketing achievement, not a quality endorsement, and this watery, sour juice proves it. At $8.59 for 89 ounces of nostalgia-flavored mediocrity, you're paying for the logo more than what's inside the bottle. But if you think premium pricing and weak flavor is frustrating, wait until you meet a brand that strips itself down to one ingredient and somehow still misses the mark. Number 2, Simply Orange Pulp. Free. Simply Orange launched as Coca-Cola's answer to consumer demand for transparency. One ingredient, no concentrate, nothing to hide. The brand built its identity on radical simplicity. 100% pure squeezed pasteurized orange juice and literally nothing else. What makes this particularly frustrating is that honesty and minimalism don't automatically equal excellence, and this juice proves it. What you get is pure squeezed orange juice, and that's it. The label is refreshingly honest, even if the taste isn't refreshingly good. The texture is clean and smooth in the pulp-free version with decent body. Nothing watery about the mouthfeel. The taste leads with brightness and tanginess that seems promising, then hits you with persistent bitterness that distracts from everything else. That pithy, stale-smelling quality lingers, like biting into the white part of an orange. Peel when you only wanted the fruit. 110 calories per 8 ounces with 22 grams of sugar, nutritionally identical to competitors. Just one ingredient means no fortification with calcium or vitamins. Priced at $4.48 to $7 for 52 to 76 ounce bottles, averaging 8.6 to 12 cents per ounce. Mid to high pricing for a product that's aggressively plain. Reviewers praise the great job living up to its name for being straightforward, but criticize bitter taste, thin consistency, and stale aroma. Blind taste tests note it's surprisingly hard into the pithy end of the citrus spectrum, and bitterness hits quickly and hangs on longer than it should. And if you're finding this ranking useful, hit the like button. It really helps the channel cut through the noise. Simply Orange thrives by appealing to health-conscious consumers who read labels and want clean products free from additives. They've turned minimalism into a selling point. Fewer ingredients must mean better, right? When really it just means less room to hide flaws. Coca-Cola is betting that in an age of skepticism about processed foods, virtue signaling with just oranges will sell juice even when the taste doesn't earn it. When minimalism becomes an excuse rather than a virtue, you get honest juice that honestly doesn't taste that good. At $7 for 52 ounces with that bitter, pithy finish, this is paying for philosophical purity while your taste buds pay the price. Number 1. 365 by Whole Foods Market Florida Orange Juice. Whole Foods 365 house brand launched as proof that store brands could compete with premium labels without premium prices. And this juice delivers on that promise. Not from concentrate, available in pulp-free and with pulp varieties, with an organic option that doesn't break the bank. Here's where it gets interesting. Blind taste tests consistently rank this above Tropicana, Simply Orange, and nearly everything else on grocery shelves. What you get is orange juice, not from concentrate with optional calcium and vitamin D fortification, sourced according to Whole Foods' famously strict standards. The texture is smooth with genuine weight and richness. This feels like drinking actual oranges instead of orange-flavored water. The taste hits that sweet spot, bright and balanced with natural tartness that complements rather than overwhelms the sweetness. The color is vibrant and inviting, and unlike some competitors, it stays fresh tasting even days after opening the container. 110 calories per 8 ounces with 23 grams of sugar, plus 100% daily value of vitamin C, and excellent source of calcium. You're getting nutrition with your flavor. Priced at $4 to $7 for 52 to 89 ounce containers, averaging 7.7 to 9 cents per ounce. This is premium quality at mid-range pricing. Customers rave, tastes better than Tropicana, like fresh squeeze, maintains fresh taste after its opening, perfectly sweet with good orange flavor. Blind taste tests describe it as bright and beautifully balanced, a celebration of what store brand products can be, with natural, fresh squeezed flavor. And get this, Whole Foods bans over 100 ingredients from their products, meaning this past quality standard that would disqualify half the juice aisle. This exists because Whole Foods built their reputation on proving that quality doesn't require luxury pricing. Their 365 line is the splurgeous way to save. It succeeds because it delivers on both the quality promise and the value promise, making name brands look overpriced and other store brands look cheap. They're counting on you discovering that the expensive organic store's house brand actually costs less than Tropicana and tastes better, which creates lifetime loyalty. When the affordable store brand is also the best tasting option on the shelf, every premium brand should be terrified. At $4 to $7 for quality that rivals fresh squeeze, this proves that marketing budgets matter less than what's actually in the bottle. Here's what this ranking taught us about the orange juice industry. Price and quality have almost no relationship. From great values exploding bottles of metallic disappointment to 365 Whole Foods, proving that store brands can embarrass the big names, one thing is clear. You've been making decisions based on all the wrong factors. Stop defaulting to the brand you recognize and start reading labels. Not from concentrate doesn't mean better if the taste is bitter, and premium pricing doesn't mean premium juice if it's watery. The best value isn't always the cheapest, and the most expensive definitely isn't the best. Trust your taste buds over marketing nostalgia. Bottom line. Tropicana isn't king because it tastes good. It's king because it's everywhere. Simply, Orange's minimalism is admirable until you realize they removed everything, including the good taste. And Florida's Natural's geographic pride rings hollow when half the oranges are from Mexico. Hit subscribe if this changed how you'll buy orange juice. And drop a comment telling us which ranking you think we got wrong.